My name is Yusef Hassan, and I'm the chairman of the African American Day Parade.
Hi, my name is Veronica Hickman, and I'm an advisory board member, Arts Entertainment Liaison.
Hi, my name is Theodore Collins.
My name is Christopher Debouse, and I am an advisory board member of the African American Day Parade.
I'm Olivia Sanders, and I'm a media liaison for the African American Day Parade.
My current occupation is I am an educator for our New York City public school systems and the founder of the Young Brown Collective, which helps unite small businesses and communities of color.
My current occupation is I'm a caretaker for my mom, which I'm very excited about to be there for her in her last days. Also, I sing, I act, I write. I have a show called Veronica in Harlem, presently working on. And I'm just excited about helping out with events and everything.
Currently, I'm a freelance journalist. I have my own media company, O Girl Media. You can find me at www.ogirlmedia.com.
My current occupation is that I'm an executive coordinator of government affairs at the Transport Workers Union, Local 100, in the Political Action Department.
I think my fondest memory is when I first walked in the parade in 2015 with the New York Association of Black Journalists. It was so amazing to interact with the crowds and spread our message. And I'd never been a part of African American Day Parade, and just that pride that came with it. I was just so happy and elated.
Yeah, my dad, before he passed, he was a Mason. So he used to march in the parade. So So it was just a lot of pride to see him walking and marching and being so focused. And recently I was to one of the parades, and I saw a friend of mine, my friend's daughter, marching, and she was one of the HBCU bands, and she was marching, and it was like such a proud moment, like, wow, look at her.
One of my favorite memories was at the end of a parade one year, as we did our sweep up at the end of the parade, was to hop on one of the fire trucks from our local fire department and get to see all the faces of the people who were cheering the parade on, and they came to view and see, and it was just great to see from that perspective the hard work that the advisory board and the board and everyone did, and the people just really enjoyed themselves.
My fondest memories of the African American Day Parade was watching it from my grandfather's apartment on 119th Street with my family.
I believe to whom much is given, much is required. And I think I have a lot of media skills that have been given to me by God. And so I think I'm here to tell the stories of my community, and I can do that with the African American Day Parade.
It's important for me to volunteer in my community because I realize the importance of being a servant. Anyone that has ever accomplished anything in the world doesn't get there without the help of others.
Being the volunteer coordinator on Parade Day is a wonderful experience. I get to meet the who's who's of the city, but most importantly, interact with the thousands of people who come to participate and spectate. It's a wonderful experience.
Wow. Since I was in high school, I used to volunteer to teach kids to read. I would volunteer to help out in projects. Why am I not volunteering in my own community? I said it was time to give back, time to give what I normally do to my own community. Wow, it is an honor, first of all.
To be on the advisory board is actually an honor.
It means a lot to me.
It means a lot to me to be on the advisory board.
Because for, believe it or not, many years back before I knew you were working on here, I wanted to be on the board. But I kept hearing, oh, it's gonna be hard to do it. So when it actually happened, I was so grateful. And I'm like, wow, I finally get to help out and give input.
I love the mission of the AADP to promote unity, excellence, and integrity. These are things that I think are important, and by the same token, knowing our history and where we've come from, and that's what AADP does. So I love their mission, I love their vision, and I also think it's very important that they take a total aspect of the entire person and community by not soliciting funds from cigarettes, alcohol. This is very important in our community. We're trying to promote health, and they do that. So I'm honored.
Because I'm just really excited to be a part of something that is for us and by us. And to see the pride that's displayed in September, it makes it all worth it.
Because I understand what it is to have such a great legacy, and I love celebrating my people.
My hope for the African American community is
My hope for the African American community.
My hope for the African American community is
that we will get that meaning back of raising, it takes a village to raise a child. Because I feel like a lot of kids, a lot of young adults, they just need the love and the attention and the care, you know, from the older people also, just so that we can just bring them back in and let them know how important they are.
My hope for the African American community is that we stick together and that we understand that we need each other, that we uplift and empower one another.
My views line very well with the AADP. I do want to promote independence in our community, and we have the tools to sustain our community, this parade, and that's the excellence that I want to promote. And I think it's also important that since we have the tools, that we use them, that we fund, that we become independent and can do things for ourselves.
is unity and pride. I want us to just raise the bar and show how great we can be, as opposed to what's been being shown in the media. And I want the kids to be able to see, other things than, some of the other stuff that's being projected in our community. So
I think the AADP can contribute for the hopes that I have for the community by educating the masses and by expanding this parade beyond this community. I think that we need to really reach out and make sure that we continue to empower one another, and that the success that we have is based on how we communicate.
by allowing kids to see all the different people of color in different occupations, and just to inspire them. I believe the African American Day Parade can inspire so many by showing the diversity of our community, not being, a lot of us are focused on usually one or two careers, sports or entertainment, right? But we do so much more, and I think that's showcased in the African American Day Parade.
Well, putting it out there, it's on the front line, the involvement. The bigger the parade gets, the more the word will get out, the more information people will gain. And all the elements are in the parade, from career to health to culture. It's just important for everyone to really get involved, because I think that our community, like I said, is kind of like followers. You know what I'm saying? We need more leaders, and that this parade could be the leading force behind that. So.
My hope for the African American Day Parade in the future is that our younger generations, as well as our senior generations, begin to come together once again to be able to communicate, to be able to showcase our best, as well as be able to be part of the community at large. It's important for us not to forget who we are and where we've been and how we can go forward. African Americans is not a skin color, nor is it a struggle. African American is an experience and a strength, and we should learn from our experiences and have the strength to go forward in today's society.
In today's society, why is it so important to have such a thing as the African American Day Parade?
And I think it's very important for us in today's society to have the African American Day Parade as one of those major platforms that showcase the best of our community, as well as be able to remember our ancestors for the contributions that they have made in this society and throughout the world.
Why is the African American Day Parade an important community event?
The African American Day Parade is so important because it shows young people what we as a people are capable of. It allows us to have hope. It allows us to see what we can do for the future. It allows us to see where we have been, and it allows us to see where we are going.